Alright, so welcome back guys to another episode of Vue.js। और आज की इस एपिसोड में जो है वो हम कंप्यूटेड प्रॉपर्टीज़ के बारे में पढ़ेंगे कि असल में कंप्यूटेड प्रॉपर्टीज़ होती क्या हैं, ये काम किस तरह करती हैं और इनका मकसद क्या है। सो लेट मी जस्ट गिव यू ओवरव्यू कि कंप्यूटेड प्रॉपर्टीज़ असल में होती क्या हैं। कंप्यूटेड प्रॉपर्टीज़ असल में मेथड्स होते हैं जिनको हम डिफ़ाइन तो एज अ मेथड ही करते हैं, लेकिन हमेशा इनको हम जो है वो नाम प्रॉपर्टीज़ का देते हैं। देयर आर नॉट दीज आर नॉट मेथड्स, दीज आर नॉट फंक्शंस, दीज आर प्रॉपर्टीज़, और इनको हम एज अ डाटा प्रॉपर्टी के तौर पर यूज़ करते हैं। सो लेट मी गिव एन एग्जांपल कि लेट्स जस्ट से वी हैव दिस जेसन, और इस जेसन में जेसन क्या मतलब, फॉर एग्जांपल मैं आपको एग्जांपल दे देता हूँ कि हम इसको असल में यूज़ किस लिए किए जाते हैं। दीज आर वेरी स्मॉल फ्लेक्सिबल मेथड्स जो कि हम बार बार किसी भी जगह के ऊपर रीयूजेबल असल में कोड होता है ये वाला, और इसको बार बार किसी भी जगह पर अगर हमने यूज़ करना है तो हम इसको जो है वो यूज़ कर सकते हैं। लेट्स जस्ट से कि मेरे पास, मैं एक यूज़र हूँ और मैं किसी भी वेबसाइट के ऊपर आया हूँ, और मेरे पास जो ऑब्जेक्ट है उसके अंदर मेरे पास फर्स्ट नेम है और मेरे पास लास्ट नेम है। तो अब ज़ाहिर सी बात है, मैंने दोनों को कॉन्केटिनेट करके दिखाना है। तो द वेरी बेसिक थिंग विच कम्स टू माइंड इज़ दैट कि वी हैव अ पी टैग, और इस पी टैग के अंदर मैं इस तरह करूँ कि फर्स्ट नेम, और इसके अंदर मैं जो है वो लास्ट नेम, कुछ इस तरह करके मैं जो डिफ़ाइन कर दूँ। और मे बी लेट्स से कि इन अ ऑब्जेक्ट वी हैव फर्स्ट नेम, और इसमें मैं लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से कि मैं कह देता हूँ जीशान, and the last name I say that Arshad, or maybe the same thing. So if I come back here, you will see I will have Zishan Arshad as a whole full name. लेकिन इसको मैं और भी अच्छे तरीके से लिख सकता हूँ that if I do something like plus plus, and if I concatenate with a white space, and if I write it like I get the same thing, Zishan Arshad. But the very basic thing to understand here is that in any technology, you kind of like follow the very convention जो कि हम जो है वो यूज़ करते हैं, and you always want to do better code than the others or than the previous code that you have wrote. तो किसी भी चीज़ को यूज़ करने के लिए you find the very what to say, uh, creative and इफ़ेक्टिव प्रॉपर्टी, और उस चीज़ को जो है वो आप यूज़ करते हो। लेकिन इफ़ आई राइट इट लाइक दिस इज़ फाइन, इट्स नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, लाइक बट it's not a very good way to do that. So for example, I say full name here, and I get full name, and then I do like this. So I get full name which is Zishan Arshad. Now I can do it anywhere, लेकिन इस चीज़ को लाइक मुझे फिर हर जगह पे जाकर लिखना पड़ेगा। इफ़ आई इन दिस पेज, अगर मेरे पास 3-4 जगह हैं जहाँ पर मैंने फर्स्ट नेम दिखाना है और लास्ट नेम साथ में कॉन्कैटिनेट करके दिखाना है, तो मुझे ये हर जगह जाके जो है वो लगाना पड़ेगा, या फिर मुझे ये सेम चीज़ करनी पड़ेगी, विच इज़ नॉट अ वेरी गुड वे। So for these, Vue.js presents computed properties that we can use and do our little ये जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं, इसको जो है वो यूज़ करने के लिए हम जो है वो computed properties को यूज़ करते हैं। So for using by you to use any computed property, what you have to do is that you have a data method, and in this the data method we do it like this: computed, and it's an object. Now in this object you can define any कंप्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज जो यू वांट, मतलब जितनी भी आप डिफाइन करना चाहो आप कर सकते हो, एज मच एज यू वांट। सो इन कंप्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी वी हैव टू डिफाइन अ मेथड, इट्स नॉट अ प्रॉपर्टी, इट्स अ मेथड। You have to define as a you define it as a method, like you have to use as it as a property, which is same like which is also a reactive property by the way, but it does not have a higher priority than this data. So let me give an example. Like if you have computative property, and if I want to have a full name, I will do it like this: get full name, and then I will do this, and then I will just return it, and will do the same thing. It will give me the very same thing, and I will do like this, और यहाँ पर मैं अपनी वो जो कंप्यूटेड प्रॉपर्टी है उसको डिफाइन, इवन दो दिस इज अ फंक्शन, बट you don't have to write it like as a method. If you write it as a method, it will give you a warning or a error, okay, this is not a function, because as I said, I have wrote it like properties because this is a computed property. This is not a computed method function. No, we define it like a method, but it's not a method. It's a property. So you have to define it like this one. So this is a get full name. Yeah, get full name is a method and it's a property. So if I come here, it will say the first name is not defined. The reason is that I am saying that first name and last name, but right here in commutative property, this method does not know first name and is किथे है first name. मतलब मुझे नहीं नजर आया कहाँ पे first name. I don't know what first name is. So you have to say that this instance got a property which is the first name. So you get that first name from that property. So you have to define it with this. This means the whole instance. So I will say this dot first name and this dot last name. So I will get the full name which is Azishan Arshad. Now if I have multiple things where I have to define get full name, I will just do get full name, get full name, get full name. It will give me the exactly the same thing. Now if I do something like now comes the interesting part. I have Azishan Arshad. Now if I say VM and in this VM I have okay, let me just do it back from this. So in a target which is a proxy, I have a here it is. Okay, so I have a first name, I have a last name, and I also have a get full name, which is again a property. This is defined in as a data property, but it's not a it's not defined in dollar sign properties because it's not that much of a higher priority, because data properties have more priority than computed properties. That I will show you in an example. So get full name right here is as a property. I can use it anywhere I want. So one more thing before I conclude this, that you cannot change the value. You cannot, yeah, you cannot change the value in a computed property. Yes, of course I can do like this first name, which is according to this. I can say it like job or John. It will automatically change the value because it's reactive. It's coming from the data properties, so that's why it's reactive. But I cannot change the what they say get full name property, because it will say me like, okay, so it's giving me the John Arshad, but if I say something like Arshad, it will say that computative properties get full name is read only. You cannot write to them. It's a read only property. You can just read from them. You cannot write them. But I'm defining it as a as a method, as a function. But if I define it as a property, I can do setter and getters in them. So for example, let's just say that if I say get full name proxy and define it like a property, so now I can define my getter and setter. So if I say get, if I say set, and in get method I just have to return the same thing like this one. And in setters, of course, you know that we get a new value. So in new value, so I can do like this. So let's just say I have this dot first name. So I will say this dot first name is equal to new val, right? So I will come over here and I will say vm dot get full name proxy. It will give me Zishan Arshad. But if I say write something to it, Zishan, it automatically changes the value. Of course, I did the same thing, Zishan, but I can do it like John, and it will change the name of the first name, which is John. But now I want to change the Arshad to like Arshad to some John Doe or something like So what I will do is that I can maybe I can pass a array, or I can pass a object, or I can just let's just pass array. So if I say this is wrapped in an array and I have a John Doe, so it will change, sorry, it will change the value like this. So I'll say the last name is the first index and is the second index. So I will do it like this. So it changes the value accordingly because it's a reactive property. Computed properties are reactive, but they don't have higher priority than the data properties. Yes, somewhere, some at some point in some edge cases, yes, you can say that yes, computed properties or watch properties have have higher priority than the data properties, but it's not that true. The data properties are instance properties, and they the data properties are instance properties. They always have, sorry, they always have a higher priority than the computed properties or any property. Like you can also define some vouchers, you can also define you know anything you want, but the new properties or the upcoming properties we're gonna define, we're gonna learn in a new chapters. But for right now, we are seeing the computed properties, and they do not have higher priority than the data properties, because you can see like data properties are those properties which have a high priority, because they are the key values of one instance of any Vue.js application. So that's why computed properties, yes, you can like if you want to read and write, you can define like this, and set your getter and setters. But in generally, you just want something from them, you just want to get something from them, not do some writing or something. It's just an example to show you that yes, it works with the write and read and write, but mostly generally you just need something out of them, out of computed properties. So that's why we do it like this. So thank you so much again for watching the video. I will see you in the next. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.